She thought she was signing up for a weekend research study. $3,000. Easy money. Instead, she woke up in a foreign clinic, with a scar where her kidney used to be. And she wasn't alone. This is the story of how a Craigslist ad led young Americans into the hands of a black market organ ring, and the survivor who risked everything to reveal the truth.
They weren't criminals. They weren't runaways. They were students, part-timers, gig workers, people just trying to make ends meet. Each one answered a Craigslist ad promising high pay for medical research. The ad was always the same. Participants needed for paid medical research. $3,000 per weekend. No prior experience required. Chelsea Vaughn was 19, a nursing student from Waco, bright, ambitious, and broke. She replied to the ad. A man named Dr. Felix responded, asked for her blood type and health status. She told her roommate she'd be back by Monday. She never came home. Over the next 6 months, 11 more young people vanished in nearly identical circumstances. Austin, Houston, Lubbock, Dallas. Different cities. Same ad. Same outcome. Local police labeled them as runaways or voluntary disappearances. Without signs of foul play, no real investigations followed. But one father, Tim Delgado, didn't give up. His son Javier was among the missing. Tim traced his last GPS ping to a storage unit 15 miles from the Mexican border. That was the only clue until years later. In Monterrey, Mexico, journalist Alejandra Ruiz was investigating cartel-run clinics involved in illegal organ transplants. Inside one, she discovered folders containing biometric files, patient logs, and photographs, many labeled AEU, United States. In one of those photos, Chelsea Vaughn, bruised, in a hospital gown, restrained. The timestamp? July 2009. Ruiz leaked the photos to the press anonymously. One landed in the inbox of Tim Delgado. His son Javier was in another. That's when the case broke open. In 2015, a woman walked into the U.S. consulate in Hermosillo. Her name was Leah McBride. She was covered in old scars, trembling, but alive. She was one of the Craigslist victims, and she had survived. Leah said the Craigslist ads were bait. The real goal was to screen people for blood type, tissue compatibility, organ health. Once someone matched, they were picked up, sedated, and smuggled across the border. She remembered waking up strapped to a table. A metal gurney, lights too bright, her kidney gone. Other victims didn't survive the surgeries. Some were sold multiple times. She was forced to record a fake video message claiming she'd moved overseas for work. She only escaped because a cartel lieutenant she helped treat allowed her to flee, on the condition she never speak. With Leah's testimony and Alejandra's leaked evidence, authorities launched Operation Harvest, a binational investigation. They traced more than 30 Craigslist ads to burner phones, located a warehouse disguised as a cosmetic clinic in Reynosa, identified a rogue surgeon, Dr. Hugo Baca, once employed by Juarez General Hospital. He vanished before he could be arrested. The deeper they dug, the wider the conspiracy stretched. Money laundered through fake charities, cartel accountants, and even complicit border agents. Only 2 people were arrested: a low-level recruiter who targeted desperate-looking applicants, and a nurse who confessed to assisting in at least 15 transplants. Dr. Baca was never found. Leah now lives under a new name. In interviews, she spoke of the psychological torment, how victims were shown fake contracts with forged signatures, how they were told their families would be killed if they resisted, how they were worth more as parts than as people. Chelsea's mother still plays her daughter's final voicemail.
"I'm doing something smart, Mom. This could change everything."
Alejandra Ruiz continues her work, despite constant threats. The Craigslist organ broker case remains only partially solved. Some victims were rescued, most were not. Craigslist banned unverified medical ads, but the damage was done. Organ traffickers simply moved to encrypted apps, new aliases, and darker corners of the internet. To this day, families still email Alejandra with photos and desperate pleas. And Leah? She speaks anonymously at trafficking awareness events. She always ends her talks the same way.
If the offer sounds too good to be true, It's because someone's already decided what you're worth. Not alive, just compatible.
In the age of digital deception, monsters don't need dark alleys anymore. They need Wi-Fi, and just one reply.
This was the Craigslist organ broker.